7 public speaking tips to hook any audience. You ever notice how some seemingly gifted speakers make it look so effortless? How do they do that? What if you could keep your audience on the edge of their seats, lean onto your every word? What if you could energize your audience and keep them wanting more? What if you could not just take the stage, but own the stage? This is Dan Lok. I was the opening speaker for TEDx Stanley Park in front of an audience of 2,000 people. The 7 public speaking strategies you're about to learn will allow you to advance in the workplace, earn more money, win more respect, and make lasting friends. Once you learn these skills, there's no limit for how far you can go. Public speaking tip number 1, come out punching. In this case, I know since I am the opening speaker, I know that people have high expectations. I'm also fully aware there are many other speakers coming after me. In this case, to stand out, I am wearing a red suit. I call that my Iron Man suit. It is loud, it is different, it is bold. Not every day you would see a speaker in a red suit. Not everyone could carry a red suit. It makes a statement. Does everybody like it? No. Am I trying to please everybody? No. But no one forgets it. I could promise you by the end of the day, they would see so many speakers, but they would never forget that's the speaker with the red suit. Now, sometimes it's the way that you dress. Sometimes you could use a prop. Sometimes you could use a video to introduce you. Sometimes you could use music or other visuals. But what you don't want to do is to be vanilla. You don't want to come out boring. You don't want to bore the audience. You want to come out punching. I'm going to explain an idea that every child should learn before they go to school. Yet most people go through their lives never really understand it. I'm going to explain an idea that will help you learn and understand and apply every single piece of information, knowledge, and insight that you'll get from all the fantastic speakers that you've been listening to for the rest of today or any other day. An idea that will take what you learn to a whole new level. I'm going to explain an idea that is so transformative, yet so simple, that has the power to completely transform your life. Public speaking tip number 2, attention is earned. Just because you are the opening speaker, or you are the headliner, or you're famous, or a company, an organization pays you a lot of money to be the keynote, it doesn't mean you will automatically earn the audience attention without effort. People don't care what you have to say unless you are creating value in exchange for their attention. Ask yourself this question: why should they listen to you? Why should they care about your message, your speech, or your story? Within 1 minute or less, you want to be extremely clear the value you're providing up front. You need to tell them what's in it for them within minutes, if not seconds, in your opening. Otherwise, they will tune out. In this case, I focus on one big idea. Here's what I said. I'm going to explain an idea every child should learn. You see how that applies to everyone in the audience. I'm going to explain an idea that will help you learn, understand, and apply every single piece of information, knowledge, and insight from all the fantastic speakers. What was I doing there? I am edifying the other speakers. Also knowing that there are many other TEDx talks that would be coming down the pipeline. Then I said, an idea that will take what you learn to a whole new level. I'm going to explain an idea that is so transformative and yet so simple that has the power to completely transform your life. I'm telling the audience, hey, we have a short time together. It is one simple idea, it is very powerful, it's very transformative, and yet very simple. What does simple imply? It means that it is something that they could learn and implement today. People want useful, actionable information. So let's watch the opening just one more time and comment below and see if you notice how many times I use the word an idea. I'm going to explain an idea that every child should learn before they go to school. Yet most people go through their lives never really understand it. I'm going to explain an idea that will help you learn and understand and apply every single piece of information, knowledge, and insight that you'll get from all the fantastic speakers that you've been listening to for the rest of today or any other day. An idea that will take what you learn to a whole new level. I'm going to explain an idea that is so transformative, yet so simple, that has the power to completely transform your life.
You notice how many times I use an idea. Public speaking tip number 3, demand audience participation. Watch.
By a show of hand, how many of you know someone in your life that is in great shape, that's very fit, yet doesn't even try to stay in shape at all? Put up your hand if you know those people. Yeah, don't you just hate those people?
You see, most speakers, they don't get audience participation. Why? Because they don't believe they deserve audience participation, or what they have to say is important enough. You must demand participation, meaning if they don't interact with you, you're not going to accept it. You're not going to move forward with your speech and continue to deliver value. So I ask the question, by a show of hand, how many of you? And you notice I repeat it one more time. I said, put up your hand if you know those people. If you want your audience to put up their hands, guess what? You have to put up your hand. Let's watch that one more time and pay attention to the timing when I ask the question and how I use my body language to guide the audience.
By a show of hand, how many of you know someone in your life that is in great shape, that's very fit, yet doesn't even try to stay in shape at all? Put up your hand if you know those people. Yeah, don't you just hate those people?
As you can see, I just met the audience. They don't know who I am. In less than 1 minute, I'm getting audience participation from over 2,000 people. So demand participation, expect participation, and you will get participation. Public speaking tip number 4. Funny is money. The minute I ask the audience to put up their hands, don't you just hate those people? As you hear laughter. Some of the best speakers in the world, they're actually comedians, because comedians know how to engage an audience and they know how to make people laugh. Whenever you could do that, you're making the audience looking forward to what you have to say next. So I said, don't you just hate those people?
And how many of you know someone in your life that, maybe a couple that's been together 2, 3, 5, 10 years, 20 years, but they still have that spark, they still have that connection, and they're still very much in love? Put your hand if you know a couple like that. Yes? And on the other hand, how many of you know couples who've been together maybe just a couple of years, and yet they want to strangle each other? Put your hand if you know someone like that. Nice. I see a couple of ladies elbowing their spouse. That's very nice. That's very nice.
You see how in a very short period of time, the audience is having a good time. They are laughing. How many of you know a couple that have been together for just a couple of years and want to strangle each other? You see, I'm taking something that I saw in the audience, a couple ladies elbowing their spouse, and I'm turning that into something that everybody could relate to, and then tie it back to the question that I was just asking. So strike the perfect balance when using humor. You don't want to be going overboard with the jokes, as it might make your speech look unprofessional. On the other hand, you don't want to have no humor, then your speech is very, very boring.
And this isn't even my idea, and it's not a new idea, but it's something that I become aware of.
Public speaking tip number 5, setting the right expectations. One of the biggest challenges you will have as a speaker when you are presenting is not only your audience is asking, what's in it for me? One of the biggest objections your audience has is, oh, I've heard of that before. It's nothing new. I've heard of that story. I've heard of that quote. In here, I am telling the audience up front that it's not a new idea. There's nothing new about what I'm sharing here, and in fact, it is not even my idea. So now the audience could focus. They're not thinking about, oh, I've heard of that before. Oh, Dan already said it's not a new idea. But maybe the way that he would explain it might resonate with me better. Now, comment below, could it be possible sometimes you are sharing and you are presenting an idea that may not be a new idea, that may not even be your idea, but it could still be a good idea, a valuable idea that would benefit your audience? Comment below.
Dr. Maxwell Maltz, around 1960, said it was the greatest psychological discovery of his generation. And that's the concept of self-image. You see, you and I, we have an image of ourselves. It's how we see ourselves. When you look in the mirror, there's a reflection coming back from the mirror. That's the reflection of your physical being. But that's not how you see you. Instead, you see you in your mind.
Public speaking tip number 6, use expansive body language and use the stage. Pay attention to how big my hand gestures are. You notice that? How expansive my body language is. Also notice how I use the stage, how I use the floor, how I walk back and forth just a bit. Now, because the organizer of TEDx told me ahead of the time, because they are filming, they don't want me to go outside of the circle. So I stay within the circle. But in most cases, I like to use the full stage. I like to walk back and forth. Sometimes I will even walk towards in the audience, using the entire room. But in this case, I stay mostly in the middle within the big circle of the red carpet.
You see you in your mind. If you're wondering, well, then what kind of self-image do you have? It's very simple. All you have to do is look at the very aspects of your life. Take a look at the results you're getting, possibly your relationships, your body, your income, the position you hold at work, the business you operate in, your personal appearance. All these things are the results of the outer expressions of your inner self-image.
Now you notice I kind of stay in the middle of the stage. That's what I call a power position. That's where you could scan the entire room and see everybody. So when you present, don't be afraid to make bigger gestures. Movements captivate attention. Movements hook the audience.
Are they going to do anything crazy? Are they going to go bungee jumping or skydiving? No, unless you're drunk or something like that. So you're not going to do anything crazy or act nuts unless you're drunk. Now, you might say it's the alcohol, but really it's just you finally getting permission to be yourself. The alcohol is just an excuse. If you are playful, if you're fun, if you're outrageous, you're going to talk differently, you're going to move differently, you're going to dress differently. Maybe in a red suit.
Public speaking tip number 7, use pauses when timing is right. When it comes to really owning the stage, pace is huge. If you just rush through your presentation, your audience will not only know that you are nervous, but you are not giving them time to enjoy the moment. So pause when the time is right. In this case, I pause and I wait, and then the audience react and they applaud. Now pay attention, watch that one more time.
You're going to talk differently, you're going to move differently, you're going to dress differently. Maybe in a red suit.
You see, I just pause. I connect with the audience. I interact with the audience. Instead of focusing on finishing my sentence or what I have to say next, I just take my time. The tone, the voice, the pace, all matters as much as the content of your speech, if not more. The audience is cheering. They're having a good time. Let the audience enjoy the moment. Those are the 7 public speaking tips to hook any audience. If you enjoyed this video and appreciate the step-by-step breakdown, don't forget to hit the subscribe button and turn on the notification. And comment below on how you are going to use these 7 speaking tips to hook any audience in your next presentation.